and welcome back to the Integrated Media Center here on the campus of Geneva College. I'm Chris Matthews, the Sports Information Director, and today we are joined by the Geneva Men's Student Athlete of the Week, Caleb Schaelchlin, a junior on the track and field team. You broke two records, well, at least you were part of two records. The 800 was individual, and then the 4x4 up at YSU over the weekend. So a good weekend for you up there.
Sure, yeah.
We appreciate you stopping by. Remind us how you ended up getting connected to Geneva.
Well, I guess I saw around the junior and senior time of high school a lot of stressed out students trying to apply to 10 different schools and get into their favorite one. And I didn't want it to be that way. My parents actually came here.
Oh, okay.
So I have the alumni scholarship, which was a big influencer in that decision to come here. And I actually just applied here and I got in. I was sure that I wanted to come here. I had friends that were here.
Yeah.
I knew that this was a good school. It was close. I wanted something small. I graduated with a class size of around 700 kids. So
pretty.
Yeah. So I just chose this place, Geneva College, and I'm happy that I chose this place.
And you didn't run your freshman year, so I'm curious how that decision came about and then how you ended up joining the team your sophomore year.
Well, around the track team trains basically year round, and the coach is not allowed to coach them, or us now, me, because I'm involved in it, our fall semester.
Yeah.
So they're practicing, and I caught wind of that, I heard of it, and I remember, I think it was about a week time that I heard about that, and then I felt almost convicted that I wasn't running, I wasn't using the talent that God gave me, and I remembered to a time that I did love to run. I loved to train. I loved to compete, and I just chose pretty quickly just to join the team, and yeah, now we're here.
Did Coach know you were on camp? Did he try to recruit you out of high school and
Yeah,
know about you?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Coach gave me his best recruiting talks and all that going into freshman year. And then when I said no, he left me alone. But when I came back and talked to him sophomore year, he was very excited.
Yeah, I bet. So let's go back to Saturday. What do you remember from that meet? Did you know you were running well? I'm assuming at least in the 800 you finished, were you second overall or third?
Second, yeah.
You had to know meet that competitive. You were running a pretty good time, or were you aware of your time at that point? Or
so I saw that Coach seated me for 156, which is what I finished outdoor last season off as. I think it was a 156.4, and I was just a 156 flat. So I saw that, and I was excited. The last 8 that I ran this season before this Saturday was a 158.9.
Yeah.
So I knew I was going to be seated well. I was in the fastest heat.
Yeah.
I knew that the guys that I was going to run against were going to push me. And the race itself was it just felt right, felt good. I was in a good place the entire time, and at the end when you either are dying and you just have to keep on going, or you have a little left, I had a little left, and I just started passing people. I think 300 left, and there's 2 bends on 300 left with that track, and by the time I got to the last bend and rounded it, I was trailing the last guy, and I was slowly getting him. I think if I'd maybe 10 more meters, I would have gotten him.
You weren't far behind, a half second or less, I think, maybe, for that first place guy. It was a great race nonetheless. So what's been the dynamic this year? Because you're coming off 5 straight conference championships, but you lost a pretty talented senior class last year that had sort of been the core of that group. So I would assume some different leaders are stepping up this year. You're junior, so you're more of an upperclassman this year. How's that kind of transition gone?
It's been interesting. Actually, my class, the junior class, there's a lot of juniors.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how that's going to play out when the juniors leave. But we have a lot of new talent. Nick Bailey. On both teams, the girls and the guys.
Yeah.
So it's just been almost for my class, because we have, I think, around maybe 4 or 5 junior captains, at least on the guys team. It's been a stepping into that role, and at the same time getting the team together. We were having fun, but it was a little rough fall semester
Yeah.
with just the team and getting the team together and realizing the goal is that we want to win a championship again, and we believing in that
Yeah.
that we can do that.
Yeah.
So it's been interesting. It's been good. It's been a few rough patches.
Yeah. Well, it feels like you're headed in a generally upward
Yeah.
trajectory
Yeah,
here,
for
so
sure.
that's good considering it's fairly early in the season. Switching gears a little bit to the academic side of it, how is this your 3 weeks into the semester? How's that going, especially now that track is kind of in full swing?
Academically, it is. I think this is one of the more challenging semesters that I have. I'm taking 2 classes that are going to be substituted to my major, so
Okay.
they're not my major.
All right.
And one of them, which is research methods in psychology, is I feel like gonna give me a rough time, but I'm just going to tackle it like I tackle training.
Yeah.
Just make sure that I prepare as much as I can for it, and do as best as I can.
Yeah. All right. All right. Final four time.
Let's go.
Four quick questions. All right. Favorite drink at Alex's? Do you have one you're always like, I'm going with the chocolate milk?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Powerade. Is it chocolate milk?
If I'm at Alex's, I pretty much always get a glass of chocolate milk.
Nice. Did you watch the Super Bowl on Sunday?
I actually didn't. I was
No?
working.
Oh.
I was working at Starbucks.
Oh, all right.
I missed it completely. I checked out the highlights though.
I got you. All right. Best way to pass the time on a bus trip? Do you like sleep? Do you do homework? Do you listen to music?
Bus trips, I love listening to music.
Yeah.
I love music. So bus trips, I'm usually listening to music. And on the way to the meet days, I'm pretty much. I would say I'm kind of antisocial.
Yeah.
Just get in the zone and stay there.
Focused.
Yeah.
I got you.
So.
And then lastly, how often do people mispronounce your last name? Do they ever get it right? Maybe that's a better question.
I've had maybe 4 or 5 people in my life
Yeah.
get my last name right on the first time.
I got you.
So it is every time.
I got you.
It's
Yeah, I bet.
mispronounced. But
I
I'm
bet.
used to it, and there's like 3 common mispronunciations, so just go with
You
those.
just go with flow. I got you. All right. Well, again, congrats on a great
Thank you.
effort over the weekend. We're looking forward to what PAX in a couple weeks. It's only a
Mhm.
couple weeks away.
It's coming up quick.
So well done on that. All right. Well, that will do it for this edition of the Student Athlete of the Week. I'm Chris Matthews, joined today by Caleb Schaelchlin. Until next time, storm on.